according to Archangel Michael. Tonight, a financial door is opening for you, but if you ignore it, your miracle will be given to someone else. This is not just another message, my dear friend. It is a divine announcement from heaven, whispered from the wings of Archangel Michael and reaching directly into your heart. Did you feel a slight pressure in your chest, a sudden silence in the room, or perhaps an odd flicker in the lights just an hour ago? This was no coincidence. Heaven was trying to catch your attention. Is it a coincidence that I am delivering this message to you right now? No, it is not. It is one of the divine laws of the universe and heaven. Yes, the law of attraction. You feel extremely lucky that I am delivering this message to you, don't you? Before moving on to the message, please like the video so that this message can reach other people, dear soul. You must also receive and accept the message with love. If you write, "I received and accepted it with love," in the comments and seal it with 947, you will maintain the balance of giving and receiving. Don't forget to stay tuned and subscribe for our other messages, says Archangel Michael. Now we can slowly move on to the message. The angels whisper, "My child, don't make the mistake of missing this opportunity. Archangel Michael has successfully overcome 3 obstacles to deliver this to you. You have been chosen. You have been chosen. You were not supposed to hear this yet, but heaven is desperate to bless you because the chains surrounding your financial situation are breaking. Michael says that if you listen now, when your soul is weary from barely surviving, then listen carefully. God said, let go. But only to the one who listens fearlessly, that one is you. If you walk away or delay, it will pass you by, and that blessing will end up on someone else's lap by morning. You have no idea how long Archangel Michael has been trying to reach you. Just 48 hours ago, the angelic realm held a private meeting about you, and a financial opening was discussed. This is not lottery money, it's not luck, it's spiritual provision, and heaven has scheduled this to arrive when your soul was ready to surrender. Your name has been inscribed on a heavenly document called the Transfer of Provision, and tonight heaven starts the process, but only if you spiritually agree, says Archangel Michael. And that surrender starts the moment you open your heart to these words. Stop and take a breath, because what's about to happen might overwhelm you. Michael is saying that the delay is over, and he is holding a key that glows like molten gold, and its shape matches one locked door in your life that no one else, not even you, has been able to open. Don't scroll past this and act like you didn't hear the call, because God says that if you miss it, you'll feel the void tomorrow, and worse, you'll know in your soul that the miracle was meant for you, my child. Pay close attention to that. But if you're still reading, it means your spirit is aware of the truth. Hit the subscribe button now to stay up to date on future divine messages. Heaven doesn't beg twice, but when it speaks, those who listen are the ones who receive. If this has touched your heart, it's not an accident, it's alignment. Now, beloved, let's go deeper. Heaven only performs miracles for the brave and faithful, so you must say yes, you must believe. I'm having visions of someone crying softly in a bathroom a few nights ago because I'm tired of pretending everything is fine, and I'm tired of the financial strain. I question myself in a hushed voice. God, is this ever going to change for me? This message was hurried through because God heard you loudly, and your voice actually moved something in the spirit realm. This isn't a motivational video. Rather, it's a spiritual interception, because if you don't hear this now, the enemy will try to whisper the opposite tomorrow, and God won't allow that, not this time. Michael states, a financial blessing will come from an unexpected source, but it will appear insignificant at first, like a text, a chance, a phone call, or something so ordinary that you might ignore it. The key is obedience. If you act, if you follow your instinct, the dominoes will fall quickly. Heaven doesn't need weeks to change your life. It just needs your attention for these few minutes. You were never forgotten, and heaven was watching how you handled lack. If you open your spirit right now, something in your bank account, something in your job life, something in your destiny will break open like floodgates, Michael says. And now that you've passed the test, and you're still giving thanks to God even in your private suffering, the reward has been activated. However, child, pay attention, rewards are claimed, not assumed. If you sit still, someone else might move in your place. God's mercy is not on a timer, but miracles frequently occur in heaven. Shuts not out of punishment, but out of principle. Because obedience unlocks what begging never could, you're still here, which means your soul didn't just read this message but absorbed it. You've entered a larger consciousness, a sacred realization that God is not far away, that Archangel Michael is real, and that heaven created this very moment. You didn't find this message, it found you, and it will remain inside you long after you've closed this screen. You may feel exhausted, but that's okay. Spiritual transformation requires energy and vulnerability to be open. You've been carrying a lot of things for a long time without even realizing how heavy they have been, and now you've finally let them go and placed them in the hands of heaven, whose hands are stronger, steadier, and more loving than anything you've ever known. Don't be surprised if tomorrow feels different. It might start quietly. Perhaps someone who usually drains your energy suddenly disappears, or perhaps a message arrives at the perfect time, or perhaps you haven't spoken to them in a long time. This isn't a message you simply move on from. Rather, it's the kind of message that replays in your heart when you're walking alone, lying in silence, or staring up at the ceiling at 3:33 a.m. That's what happens when heaven steps in, and years suddenly reach out with the words you needed. That's the ripple effect of divine timing. When you see that number again, you'll smile because you'll realize that it's heaven knocking, Michael checking in, and God whispering, I'm still here. When you start to doubt your own worthiness for love, peace, and miracles, you'll remember that this message was sent to you for a reason, and you'll walk a little taller because your spirit is awake now. You're no longer blind, you're not numb, and you're not stuck in the delusion that you have to do this alone because you don't. Don't be surprised if your dreams become more vivid or if you start drawing people who have the same light in their eyes and the same strength in their hearts. You have nothing to prove to anyone. God chose you. Heaven believes in you. Archangel Michael is proud of you, and that's enough. Something beautiful is waiting to bloom in your life. It may take days or months, but now you'll recognize it and be ready because you're no longer acting out of fear, but rather out of faith. Never be shocked if doors that have been closed for years suddenly open. These are not coincidences. They are the results of your obedience. Your intuition will become more audible because fear will no longer overpower it, and you will start to see significance in the smallest signs because your eyes are now spiritual. You will start to feel calm where there was previously anxiety because you are now under divine protection. You will never forget this sensation, this miracle, and whatever happens next, you are safe and seen. You're chosen, and if in the coming weeks you begin to doubt again, come back here, read this again, and allow it to hold you again, because even though the words may end here, the blessing, the energy, and the covering never stop. You're not going back to life the way it was, Rather, you're entering life as it should be, full of grace, light, presence, and most importantly, love. Now rest, beloved, knowing that your angels are at your side, that Archangel Michael is at your door, and that heaven has declared, "You are safe now." You lived through years of silence wondering if God had forgotten your name, but heaven has been whispering it all along, and tonight that whisper becomes a shout of light throughout your entire life. Archangel Michael hasn't moved. He's still by your side. His wings are wide. His sword is glowing. Having finally heard the message, and knowing that you're never going back, you're still here, which means your spirit hasn't had enough yet. And his goal is straightforward: to ensure that you don't revert to the previous version of yourself, the one who settled, the one who questioned, the one who apologized for your light. That version of you is being buried tonight. The one who rises in the morning, the one who is courageous and brave, is anointed as a vessel for God's presence in a world that is in dire need of light. You are not only being protected, you are being positioned. Every delay you believed to be punishment was actually divine redirection. Every door that was closed was God saying, "Not. I've got better." And now you're moving into that better timeline, where blessings flood your life and your purpose isn't something you chase, but something you carry. This isn't motivational nonsense. It's spiritual reality being unlocked as you say yes with every heartbeat. You won't have to fight for peace every day any longer. You'll live in peace, and you'll wake up knowing in your spirit that you are finally in alignment with what God. You are not cursed, lost, or invisible. You are seen, held, and chosen. Archangel Michael has been trying to reach you for weeks or even months, but tonight he broke through the resistance, opened your heart, and now your life will never be the same. To begin, you will notice it in small ways, like how your body feels lighter. It was always meant for you, that heaviness in your chest that used to linger in the quiet, and it's lifting the confusion in your head that never stopped spinning, slowing down. Talking about how you're suddenly protected from people who used to trigger you is an example of how spiritual armor and divine covering are the results of what happened in your spirit tonight. When something tries to come against you again, you'll remember this stillness, this presence, and this power, and you'll say, "No, I'm not going back. I'm covered now." That's the truth. This message wasn't just a warning. It was a rescue from the old you, from the fear of the lies. You know, the ones that said you're too much, that you'll never be enough, and that you're always one step behind those lies, and they died tonight. Heaven doesn't speak like that now that your heart is tuned into God's voice again. Those lies won't stick like they used to because the truth has moved in, and it's not leaving you free. You're walking forward in freedom. Yes, my child, this is who you've always been. And when you wake up tomorrow, everything will feel different because it is different, because you are different, because tonight was the night heaven touched your home. And this time you are safe if your heart agrees. I accept this covering. I accept this peace. I accept this new beginning. I walk in protection. I live in truth, and I will never go back. That's your spirit roaring back to life. Didn't skip it, you opened it, you got it, and now everywhere in heaven is happy, watching, and walking beside you at every turn. You may not realize it yet, but in the spirit world, you've just made one of the most important decisions of your life, and heaven is celebrating you. No, you're not some flawless version of yourself, not the version with all the answers, the you that's been hurt, lost, confused, and exhausted, the you that opened this with hesitation, the you that stayed even when doubt tried to pull you away. Version because that's the real you, the one God has always loved. You didn't just read a message tonight. You opened a portal of protection, peace, and spiritual renewal. When you said, "I receive," heaven took it seriously, and the angels immediately positioned themselves around you. Archangel Michael tightened his hold on the sword of fire, and darkness felt your awakening and shuddered because now that you're aware, you've aligned, and nothing will be the same again. You'll notice that in the days ahead, the weight will gradually lessen. Little by little, the fog that obscured your judgment, your energy, and your spirit will start to clear up. You'll see the same situations with a clearer perspective. Things that seemed insurmountable will suddenly seem manageable, and things that seemed hopeless will begin to shine with light. This is what happens when heaven intervenes, so don't be shocked if people notice. They'll say things like, "You seem different," or "There's something glowing about you." And they won't be wrong. That's your aura changing. That's angelic energy lingering around you. That's divine light marking you, because when heaven touches someone, the entire world feels the ripple. However, I must tell you something crucial. Protect this encounter. Don't rush back into noise. Don't numb yourself with distraction. Let tonight breathe. Let these words echo in you. Heaven just made a deposit into your soul, and like any seed, it must be guarded. All you need to do is remain open, remain willing, and keep whispering, "I'm still." And dear, the next time you pray, it will feel different, more genuine, and more personal. Not like pleading with a faraway God, but like talking to a loving Father who already knows your voice because He does. You were never speaking in silence, and you were never hoping that someone was listening. He was. And He is, and now He's responding in ways that you'll start to see as each day goes by. Start recording everything that occurs from now on, the dreams, the signs, the unexpected thoughts, the people who return, the things that just click. This is the beginning of your relationship. Alignment with the divine timeline, heaven's timing, and when you're in sync with heaven, doors open that no man can close, opportunities align that no algorithm can explain, and miracles start to move in stealth until they suddenly become undeniable. Keep in mind that this isn't a one-time event. It's the first of many archangels. Michael isn't just passing through. He's been assigned to you, and the room you're in is marked for divine protection. So when you feel afraid, remember that you are safe, surrounded, and protected. Filled with light, even though you can't see it. Your bed is guarded by warrior angels, and your heart is sealed in divine peace. Tonight, no weapon will form, no fear will enter, and no torment will return. You are covered, so breathe. You've done the bravest thing by opening your heart to God. All heaven needed was a few seconds of honesty, and now the heavens have moved on your behalf. If you ever forget how loved you are, read this message again, allow it to remind you, let it spark again, and allow it to reaffirm your faith. When the world seems like a storm, remember that you are God's child, not a mistake, not too late, not too broken, and that heaven is proud of you tonight. Archangel Michael assures you that God is smiling and watching over you, that you are free, loved, and chosen, and that this is only the beginning. Don't doubt these signs. Don't explain them away like you've done before, because God is trying to speak to you through everything, through silence and sound. He says, the reason you're being drawn toward this message at this precise moment is because something inside your home, something in your atmosphere, is about to change. It's going to be a spiritual reversal, a moment where what was blocked becomes released, and what was hidden becomes revealed. It's going to start tonight, not tomorrow. If your spirit has been restless, it's because your surroundings are too small for your future, and heaven has already started making room, which is why some people distance themselves, which is why some plans fell through, and why your emotions have been out of control. it's not chaos. Rather, it's preparation when heaven is ready to move. It cleared the way by getting rid of things that weren't necessary. You thought it was a loss, but it was divine cleansing. You thought you were being punished, but God was just drawing you closer. Now that you're reading this, it's time to pay close attention because tonight will be different. You might not see lightning or hear thunder, but your spirit will feel a sudden shift as if your soul knows something is. When the angel crosses over, he says, "This isn't about fear, it's about readiness." You're not being warned that something bad is about to happen. Rather, you're being invited to see what heaven has prepared for you. Someone has made a decision behind the scenes that will bless you. Someone who once turned away from you is reconsidering because God has stepped in. You might receive a message soon, a call, a sign, or someone may even show up out of the blue saying words that sound prepared but are genuine because the angels have been practicing them in that person's heart for days. Remember, you're stepping into alignment, which is why you're being emotionally tested. God is examining your heart posture, whether you're still open to miracles, and whether you're willing to believe in the impossible. Your yes is powerful tonight, according to Archangel Michael. If you say yes to faith, yes to trust, and yes to letting go of fear even in your weakness, then something spiritual will be unlocked for you tonight, and your household won't be the same again. There's a reason the enemy has been trying so hard to divert your attention lately, which is why everything has become heavy. Even getting out of bed felt like a struggle because he knew what was coming before you did the breakthrough, the favor, the surprise encounter, and the healing that's coming tonight. The enemy tried to wear you down before it arrived, but you didn't give up. You're still here, and now God is responding, not with noise, but with miracles. Close your eyes for a moment, child, breathe, feel the atmosphere around you. Something holy is passing through your space, which is why you keep getting chills and your heartbeat quicker when. This is the night when your prayer life will change. You may feel compelled to speak out loud even when no one else is around. That's your spirit responding to heaven. Don't be afraid to speak and pray, declares Archangel Michael. Your voice carries authority now, and the moment you use it, things in the atmosphere begin to respond. God is giving you back control, not over your life. You keep checking your phone because you sense something important is about to happen. Your spirit knows, before your mind does, that something important is coming. However, God is working behind the scenes, rearranging hearts, restoring broken ties, and rekindling connections that were divine but damaged. Your home is becoming a place of rest again, and no more spiritual heaviness or invisible tension will be present tonight. Someone connected to you will feel this too, and you may be surprised who contacts you. They won't know why they're thinking of you. They'll just feel drawn toward you like a magnet. Your time, he's returning what still has meaning, what was left undone, and what still bears your name in their spirit if your heart is still guarded. I know you've experienced pain and have learned to keep your peace, but God says, "Let me in again just for tonight. Let me show you that love still lives here. Let me show you that your name has not been forgotten in heaven." He's not disappointed. He's not angry with you. He understands why you put up those walls, but he's tapping on them now. And if you open that door even a little, heaven is heavily invested in your future, which is why this message found you, and why you are crying as you read it, because your soul has been waiting to hear that God never left. Heaven works the rest. Archangel Michael is already standing guard at your door tonight, so no evil will pass, and no harm will touch you. Heaven will fill the room with such strength and peace that you will finally sleep without fear. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that this isn't just another message. Rather, it's a divine moment, a heavenly countdown, because as you read these words, something you've been praying for in private is being revealed to the world, and something that was previously hidden is coming to light. This is why your heart is racing, and you feel this strange sense of urgency and peace. God is aligning time, people, and doors for you. Some of these doors will open tonight, not literally, but emotionally, financially, and spiritually, the kinds of doors that only God can open. When He does, no one can stop Him. I need you to understand, child, you are not late, you are not forgotten, you have not missed your season. It has been delayed, yes, but never denied. Heaven has been waiting for the perfect moment, and Archangel Michael is declaring that moment is now. Whether you realize it or not, something changes in your favor tonight. Someone's perspective changes. A decision is made behind closed doors. And even though you may not see the outcome yet, the process starts tonight. They've been observing you from a distance, not in a negative way, but with wonder because they sense something about you that defies logic. What they don't know is that what they're feeling is that you're anointing your divine purpose, the oil that God put on your life, and it's drawing people in. Some will be inspired, some will be convinced, and some will be perplexed, but everyone will be touched because your presence is altering the energy in every room you enter. Simply enter, and you carry the presence of the Most High with you. Tonight, someone's heart is being awakened toward you. Someone who was spiritually asleep about you is now being stirred, and God is doing it. You don't need to manipulate or plead. You just need to remain silent and let God fight this battle. Archangel Michael is not merely a messenger. He is a warrior, and he has already moved through the hallways of your home tonight, putting protection where there was previously vulnerability. God says, you don't have to try so hard anymore. Just trust me. I'm already working. It's been quiet, yes, it's been dark, but child seeds grow in silence, and miracles start at midnight. The hour of your visitation is approaching, and the angel is standing over your house with an assignment, a release, and a new beginning. It's not coming next month or next year. It's starting right now. Pay close attention tonight, because it's the turning point, someone who lost sight of you. This is about restoration, not retaliation. God is not attempting to prove people wrong. Rather, He is attempting to show you that He is still here. Take another breath, slow down your thoughts, and allow my voice to speak louder than your fears. I have never stopped watching you. I have never stopped loving you. And even when you felt unworthy, my plans for you never stopped. Someone who underestimated you will start to hear your name whispered in places of power. Someone who left believing you would remain broken will regret their choice. Keep your phone close tonight, not out of fear, but because a message, a confirmation, or a spiritual sign may come when you least expect it. When it does, don't question it. Just know that it was heaven's way of saying, I heard you, I see you, I've answered. I can restore the thing you lost. And if the person who left was meant to return, I will send them that financial stress you're under. Trust me, child. Just trust me tonight. It's the Holy Spirit moving through you, the heavenly realm touching earth inside your home. And that's why I've been waking you up at night, why your body feels strange at certain hours, and why you get chills for no apparent reason. Tonight, your sensitivity will align with divine activity, and you might cry unexpectedly, feel overwhelmed with peace, or even fall into the deepest sleep you've had in months. Don't undervalue what's happening right now just because it feels quiet. You've waited, cried, and wondered long enough, and God says, now it begins, child. I didn't bring you this far just to leave you confused. I didn't let you survive all those nights just to keep you wondering why you're still here. Your story is not over, you're here. Its small heaven always moves in ways that feel gentle before the breakthrough appears. What's coming will be loud, bold, and undeniable. But tonight, it's stillness before the miracle, preparation before celebration. Since there are still scenes in heaven to be played out, the part that will happen next is the one you cried for, the one you whispered about when no one else was around, and the one you thought I forgot but I actually wrote in my book. I've assigned angels to start turning the pages tonight. Although the clock may appear normal tonight, the spirit is moving toward transformation. A timeline is being reorganized for your benefit. Delays are being canceled. Detours are coming to an end. And things that you believe would take years may start to happen in. Archangel Michael is already in place, setting the stage for you to receive it. This is your confirmation that door you're afraid to knock on. I'm about to open it from the inside, that apology you're hoping for. I'm working on it in someone's heart as we speak, that provision you desperately need. I've already released it. You'll see a sign in the coming days. Days I can do in 1 hour what people couldn't do for you in 10 years. You are on a spiritual threshold, and I didn't want you to miss it. You've endured too much suffering to miss this joy, too many sleepless nights to miss this peace, and too much silent suffering to miss this moment of divine reversal. And you will sense it before you see it. That's how faith works. That's why I sent this message so urgently, because Archangel Michael is telling you to open it right away. If your hope is waning, let me rekindle it, because what is entering your life is not a coincidence. It is restitution for all the wrongs you have experienced, for every moment you were ignored, for every prayer you believed I didn't hear. I am responding to you now, and this response comes with favor, proof, and my signature. This week, someone will say your name in a way that opens doors. Someone will confess what they couldn't say previously, and someone who once ran away will stop running. They won't be able to explain it because of guilt, but because of grace, they'll sense a change, and you'll know it was me the entire time. I've been behind every whisper, dream, and delay, and now I'm behind every open door. Go to sleep peacefully tonight, not because everything is perfect, but because everything is now protected. Your house is more than just a place to live. Angels are stationed at every corner, and Archangel Michael is standing at your front door. No harm will come, no fear will enter, and no darkness will endure. You have stepped into a new era, a new divine calendar, a sacred moment, and it begins now. Don't rush. Instead, sit with it, let my voice reverberate in your heart, and allow the truth of this moment to pour through you like light through a window. If you feel tears, let them fall. They are not signs of weakness, but rather of a release. They are a sign that something is broken in your spirit, that the old season is coming to an end, and that the new one has begun. If you believe, even with shaky hands and a weary heart, simply whisper back to me, "Yes, Lord, I did receive it." All I need is your access point, your agreement with heaven, and once you say it, nothing will be the same again. Before you end this message, I want you to take one more step. If this word resonated with you, don't let it go. Subscribe now, not just for the sake of numbers, but for the sake of your spirit. You need this connection. You need this voice in your life, because I will keep speaking, and the next time something urgent comes up, like tonight, you'll be prepared not only emotionally but also spiritually. And then sit quietly for a moment, listen to my voice, feel my presence, and remember that you were chosen, covered, and never forgotten. What is going to happen in your home tonight is already happening, and it is holy, my dear child. Pay close attention, because Archangel Michael has come forward with a voice that is louder than thunder, gentler than the wind, and more urgent than ever before. I am the Lord, your God, and I am speaking to you every word of this message, not by accident, but by divine appointment. What you are about to hear is not your typical. This message is not merely a message, it is a command from heaven. Something is happening behind your back right now, and time is passing quickly, 30 minutes to be exact, and I need your whole attention and heart open, because someone you trusted, who smiled in front of you, has secretly agreed to something that puts your name on a list that you were never supposed to be on. This dark, spiritual deal was made in a moment of weakness, jealousy, or greed, and now you are being targeted not because you did anything wrong. Something was wrong, but since your light was too bright for them to handle, you were never supposed to know this. However, heaven ended the silence, and Archangel Michael raised his sword and declared, "Enough is enough. I allowed this delay to wake you up and protect you before it was too late, which is why you are seeing this message right now. It wasn't your scrolling finger or the algorithm. It was me, and I placed it in front of your eyes because the door that is about to open in the unseen realm could either expose you or protect you. Regarding your actions over the next few minutes, my angels are assembling. Your name is on the list of protected ones, but if you ignore this, the shield will fail. Let me be clear, child. This is not meant to frighten you, but to wake you up to a startling truth. It was just confirmed in a spiritual setting by someone who appears to care, but their true goal is control, not love. They don't want you to rise. They don't want you to realize how close your blessing is, and they don't want you to realize how much favor you carry will multiply in your hands. But I need you to understand something very important. Not everyone can accompany you. I know you have a soft heart, and I know you love deeply, even if they don't always treat you right. However, this next level requires space, and some people can't breathe where you're going. If I remove them from your life, it's because they would have choked your peace if I left them there. Don't try to carry the weight of someone else's jealousy. Let me bear it. Let me clean with you. This is the beginning of your recovery. However, I have a question for you. Will you trust me even when it doesn't make sense? Will you trust that I saw what you couldn't see? Will you trust that I love you too much to let this deal ruin you? Your angels are surrounding your space. The heavy pressure you've been feeling lately wasn't stress. Rather, it was spiritual warfare. Are you feeling that calm coming over your mind and peace in your chest? That if I told you, I've already saved you. If you said yes, hold on to this voice and stay connected to these messages because they are divine, not because they are emotional. These are instructions from heaven, not words from a human, and they are meant to save you from a very specific trap that is meant to appear as a blessing. You have 30 minutes, so don't be afraid, but have faith. This isn't about counting down the seconds. It's about moving before it's too late. Open your eyes, ask me for clarity, and pay attention to the signs I send you. Without intention, and since I never speak without a plan, I want you to take a moment to sit quietly, breathe with me, close your eyes, and let everything else fade away because this moment is sacred. You found this message and are reading these exact words at this precise moment for a reason. It's not a coincidence. It's a divine appointment. I made sure you would see this before anything else could reach you. Archangel Michael has stood between you and this storm for a long enough time, but now it's your turn to rise. You must assert your authority and cease acting as though you were helpless, weak, lost, or late. You have been chosen to shine your light in a world that has repeatedly attempted to dim it, to love people who haven't always loved you back, to walk through fire and escape without smelling of smoke, and now to discover the truth before it's too late. They made a deal, but it doesn't define you. They whispered lies, but it doesn't shape your truth. They plotted behind your back, but I was already 10 steps ahead of them. I let you feel the tension in your spirit for a reason. That uneasiness wasn't a mistake. Rather, it was a sense of the disruption that others were too scared to notice. You've been given a very rare spiritual sight, which is why some people couldn't stay in touch with you, not because you did anything wrong, but because your discernment made them uncomfortable. The deal they made included not just your name, but also your destiny, because they believed they could halt your purpose by tampering with your reputation, calling by putting doubt in your spirit. But I am God, and no man or woman can change what I have written. Let me ask you a question. Why do you think you've been feeling exhausted even after you've slept? Why do you think your plans have been getting delayed even though you're working harder than ever? Your soul saw it before your eyes did, and now I'm confirming it. You're the target but not the victim. They made a deal to stop you, but I'm issuing a decree to promote you. They attempted to take you off the path, but I'm putting you in front of the very doors they wanted to block. The next 24 hours will be spiritual. You might not notice it yet, but in the spirit, contracts are being broken, chains are being broken, your name is being taken from your enemy's lips, and you're being placed in the center of your blessings. As a result, I'm returning everything they attempted to take away from you, including your joy, clarity, voice, confidence, timing, strength, and peace. They thought they could erase you, but they didn't know who they were playing with. You belong to me, and you were marked before the day you were born. That's why their plans never worked out the way they wanted to, because I blocked it every single time, even when you didn't see it, even when you blamed yourself, and even when you were about to give up. Coming back purified, what once felt heavy will now feel holy. What once felt like rejection will now feel like redirection, and what once made you cry will now make you stronger. When a chosen one awakens, the game changes forever. You have endured storms in silence, carrying pain that no one can see, smiled when your heart hurt, prayed when you had no more strength to speak, remained kind in a world that tried to make you hard, and now is your time to be lifted. Archangel Michael was standing by the door, and angels were catching the negative energy being thrown your way. The enemy doesn't like that. What you endured, they have no idea how many nights you sobbed while still saying, "God, I trust you." However, I witnessed, which is why I'm moving everything around you at this moment. That deal was made behind your back. It had a deadline. It was based on deceit, and I don't let lies stand forever. They mentioned your name in that room, but they forgot one important fact. Your name is sacred. You are not someone they can exchange for money. You are not a name to be written down and given away in darkness. You are my child and not a pawn in someone else's self-centered scheme. I told you that no one can take away anything that is mine, which is why Archangel Michael is acting quickly today.